Right now, somewhere off the coast of the Azores, a ship is drifting completely alone, sails partly set, moving with the wind, but steered by no one. Its cargo is untouched. Its food and water could have lasted 6 months. Every personal belonging is still in place, but there isn't a single person on board, not one. This isn't fiction. It happened on December 4th, 1872, and to this day, nobody knows exactly why. The ship was the Mary Celeste, a merchant brigantine that had left New York on November 7th, 1872, bound for Genoa, Italy, carrying more than 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol. Aboard were Captain Benjamin Briggs, an experienced and well-regarded seaman, along with his wife, their 2-year-old daughter, and a crew of 7. 9 days after spotting the drifting ship, the crew of another vessel, the Dei Gratia, brought it alongside and boarded. What they found made headlines around the world. The Mary Celeste was still seaworthy. Its sails were only partially set and slightly damaged, but the hull was sound. The ship's only lifeboat was missing, so was the crew. The captain's logbook showed a final entry from 10 days earlier, placing the ship near the Azores, hundreds of miles from where it was actually found. There was no sign of struggle, no blood, no damage suggesting violence, just an empty ship quietly drifting. Here's where things get strange. 9 of the 1,700 barrels below deck were later found empty, and investigators noticed those 9 were made of red oak, more porous wood than the white oak used for the rest, meaning they may have slowly leaked alcohol vapor into the hold. That detail became central to one of the most enduring theories, that the crew, smelling fumes or fearing an explosion, panicked and abandoned ship into the lifeboat, expecting to stay close by until things settled, only for the Mary Celeste to sail on without them in rising wind, leaving the lifeboat and its passengers behind in open ocean. That theory has a problem. When the Dei Gratia's crew boarded, they found the main hatch cover for the alcohol hold still secured in place, and reported no strong smell of fumes at all. If a barrel really had begun leaking enough to trigger panic, investigators expected more obvious evidence of it. Other theories were floated almost immediately. Piracy was one of the first suspicions, but pirates rarely leave behind valuable cargo and untouched personal belongings, and nothing of value was missing. Mutiny was another idea, focused for a time on 2 crew members, but relatives later confirmed the men had simply lost their own possessions in an earlier shipwreck, giving investigators no real motive to point to. More scientifically grounded theory, and the one many modern maritime historians favor, involves the ship's pumps and a malfunctioning sounding rod, the tool used to measure water in the hold. If that instrument gave a false reading suggesting the ship was taking on dangerous amounts of water, and one pump was later found to be disassembled, Captain Briggs may have genuinely believed the Mary Celeste was sinking, and made the difficult call to abandon ship into the lifeboat, planning to stay tethered nearby until the danger passed. A sudden gust, a broken tow line, or a rogue wave could then have separated the lifeboat from the ship entirely, leaving 10 people stranded in the open Atlantic with no way to reach either the ship or land. Except there's one problem: no wreckage of that lifeboat, and no trace of the 10 people aboard the Mary Celeste that day has ever been found. Not then, not since. The ship itself continued sailing under new owners for another 13 years, until it wrecked on a reef off Haiti in 1885. The wreck site itself wasn't identified until 2001. So here's the full picture. Every plausible theory about the Mary Celeste, panic over alcohol fumes, a false sinking scare, a lost tow line in bad weather, points toward the same underlying truth: a crew that made a reasonable decision under uncertainty and paid for it with their lives in an ocean that swallowed every trace of what happened next. The ocean isn't empty, it's simply waiting for us to discover what's still hiding below. If you enjoy exploring the unknown, there's plenty more waiting beneath the surface.